Now, Joe, are you aware of the thing that we touched on last week, or maybe is Katie aware of the guy that Frank's works with?
Oh,
that
yeah.
is making a run at your wife.
That made it. Frank
Yeah.
had me record a video
Yeah.
for Frank, being Katie's father, told us a story that he works with a guy that
an age-appropriate fella, from what I can tell.
Enough.
just blatantly just told Frank, I would make a better husband to Katie than Joe.
That's
And
pretty ballsy.
First of all,
God damn.
of course.
Right.
Of course.
Holy shit.
Apologies.
Yeah.
Late.
You would have thought there was a fucking house fire with everything going on our end tonight. Couple of things right off the bat. A, thank you for being here. B,
Thank you.
DLP Patreon recorded. It's smaller. We had some tech issues. You're going to get a bonus episode. To know that a bonus episode is being worked on. So we apologize for the short length of it. You're going to get another one. Laps Count Anywhere, Dork Dynasty, all kinds of great shit. So just know we're not shortchanging you on this week's Patreon. So
Yes,
It's not
it
the
was-
size of the episode, it's the motion in the ocean.
exactly. Okay. Thank you so much. And this was a real Little Dick podcast. So it's tiny, but boy, oh boy, do we hit each wall with it. Rodney, Hackman, Britt, Kelsey, you weren't here last week, Joe, and we're going to get into Randolph Rice's appearance. Some questions that he answered at the end of a live Meet the Agenda you might take umbrage with. But if you listen to it, did you hear about my 7-Eleven experience
Yes,
at the beginning?
I did hear about
Telling
that.
a bad
Yes.
joke.
Mhm.
Okay. Time to find a new 7-Eleven.
Oh, no.
You-
It
which
might
one, the
be
one
time.
right by my house.
Funny you should ask, because I wrote down the address, 1527 Forest Drive.
Oh, so the further one up.
The
Nice.
one farther up the way.
Got
Yes,
it,
you got the
okay.
one that's kind of nestled in the woods.
Yeah.
And I'm a 7-Eleven guy. Shout out Wawa Sheets, your Rofos, but that Monterey Jack turkey, weird, spicy Chipotle mayo sandwich, longest relationship I've ever had.
It's a weird that's one of your go-to meals.
It's my I'm not kidding. I probably eat it 20 times a month. I eat that goddamn
Are there even
sandwich.
20
Okay.
days in a month?
Have you ate not like chips or something, but have you ate any sort of meal 20 how many years to do 20 in 7-Eleven? The last 10 years, have you had 20?
Oh, yeah. 100%.
What,
I
big
have.
bites and pieces of pizza?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Really?
Oh, I go
Yes.
into a 7-Eleven more than anything. I'm a 7-Eleven rewards member. I'm an app
Your
member.
rewards.
Let me
Big
tell you.
time.
By the way,
Hey,
you
yeah,
should
big,
be
big guy, big
I
deal.
know
Should be
7.
a rewards member. Let me
Mr.
tell you
11.
something. When we have our shows, when we
Yeah.
do our murder mysteries,
Yeah.
one of my great pleasures is to get a big ass Slurpee on the
Hell
way
yeah.
home.
Hell yeah.
Katie and I both get a Coke Slurpee.
Where's this 7-Eleven at?
Well, there's one.
The Magoobies?
Everywhere.
No. The one that we get is right before we get to the house.
Okay.
That's it, right before I
All
get
right.
it. Not the one Justin goes to. That one has a little bit of a criminal element to it.
That one, it's one of the sketchier 7-Elevens.
But the one closer to my house, the mile away, that one's nice.
There's always a dude nearby that, much like Mike Muir, suicidal
Right.
tendencies, he's got the bandana pulled just over the top of the eyes. He's kind of got
He's a foodie.
Yes, I can tell. He's a big bitist. He's got the flannel shirt, but only the top button's buttoned and it flares out
One
towards
of
the
these.
bottom. Like, he looks like he plays
Yeah.
bass for Corn.
So last week you
Told a shit
jokingly
joke.
asked what's the refund policy for a
Mhm.
chimichanga or whatever you ordered.
Yeah.
And then they had to go talk to the manager.
And then
it
that
took like
guy
10 minutes.
Had to talk to
right.
another
when
manager.
Clearly, you're not
They
going to
called
return
the
food.
home office.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm like, we got to take this up the chain.
Yeah.
Okay. As a matter of fact, we're rebuking your awards. We're revoking them, and you don't
Yes.
need to get free Monterey Jack chicken taquitos off the Roller Grill, the premier Monterey Jack Go-Go taquito.
Okay.
I went in there today, and it smelled like someone shit on a bucket of flaming pumpkin. And when I tell you the smell hit me instantly, I
Yeah.
began to look around for a spill. I'm looking around. Well, that's
The spill of shit.
something has
Well, that
happened.
you want it to be explained.
I
You
want
don't
there to
that
be-
just to be how it smells.
And I've got the explanation, and it's this fella right here.
Oh.
Now, if you've been watching some of the recent YouTube
Okay.
videos, you'll notice that when I do a cell phone picture,
Yeah.
I'll be putting it up here on the screen.
Oh, yeah.
I'll show you right there on the YouTube video. Thank you for subscribing. That he was mopping up. It was fucking him.
Body odor.
The guy. And guess what? I'm not going to describe him. All right. I want you in your head to envision what it could look like. And I'm going to tell you right now, you're right. Because this motherfucker has to have gone nose blind to what he smells like.
I'll
It
say
was eye-wateringly pungent.
I'll say one thing about his appearance. His hairline is the lowest. I've never seen a smaller hairline.
He looks
From
well. He looks
eyebrows-
well kept though.
From eyebrows to his hairline.
That's a legit bowl cut. Like someone put a Tupperware on him and went
Yeah.
all the way
It
around.
looks like Lloyd Christmas.
Yes, he does look like he's on Rumspringa a little bit. Okay, he left the Mennonite community. He's mopping up somebody's spilled Slurpee, and I walk by him and I go, how does anybody work with him? How does
Especially because
anybody?
his job is to make things clean.
Right.
Clean.
And by the way,
You work
lot
in a
of-
place that serves
Yeah,
food.
He's
If
Mr.
you don't-
Unclean.
Yeah.
Go into a 7-Eleven, they all have the same smell, and it's a good
They
smell.
smell like
I
7-Elevens,
love
man.
it. I love the familiar smell of a 7-Eleven.
Of a Slurpee,
Yes.
the sweetness, maybe the nacho cheese pump.
Okay.
And I like that 7-Eleven because I told these guys last week, it's got a strange variety of like Latin American chips, like plantain chips I've
You're
never
into
heard
that
of. It.
stuff.
Love it. The
Yeah.
Jalisco Tex-Mex zesty scorpion pepper chip. I've never seen chips at a 7-Eleven like this one. But after last week's faux pas on my part, and this guy smelling like a fucking war crime,
Just go 1.5 miles up.
I've been to that one. The selection's not as good.
See, I am.
Sounds good.
I'm a
You know,
Wawa
there's-
or Royal Farms guy.
Love
or
'em both.
Sheetz.
Like Sheets is
Yeah,
elite.
but there's no
yeah.
sheets around here. That's the problem.
You know what? I saw this girl on the plane the other day, and she was athletic, but she was dressed very down. She was tall, looked like could be a volleyball player kind of a vibe. But she's wearing baggy sweatpants, a trucker hat,
Okay.
but she's wearing a sweatshirt of a convenience store that made me I'm getting an erection.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
I don't know if you have ever seen these stores. I think I've only seen them in the Midwest. It's called a Come and Go. KUM.
Yes, I've seen them. Yes, yes. KUM.
And I'm
go.
like,
There's
I don't know what vibe you're going for here,
but
but
it's
you're wearing a
working.
Come and Go
come and go
sweatshirt.
shirt.
And
Yeah.
right now, I'm like, I'll jerk off right in front of you on aisle 7A.
Yeah, you probably
Okay,
shouldn't do that.
probably shouldn't do that.
Right, yes, okay, doing it, but you know
Yes,
when they came up with that, he was taken.
Straight, yeah,
Yeah, squirting song,
right.
So let me tell you a quick story. You told-
unload and on the road.
Yes.
Yeah, you told the story about, you made a joke, it didn't work. The
Mhm.
last 7-Eleven, and
Bombed.
you paid for it. Okay.
Yeah, big time.
So, Katie and I went to spring training, the Orioles spring training this past week. We were there less than a week ago. And there's a player that plays for the Atlanta Braves. Okay. His name is D''Anard. I think that's his name.
Denard.
First name?
First name. It's a D''Anard.
I like that.
Now, on the back of his jersey, the D is small.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah.
Apostrophe, and then all the other letters are capitals. Okay.
So that's the last name.
So
That's
it's like
his-
French
yeah.
for the nard.
That's his last
Yeah.
name. Now, Katie goes, that guy has a small D. Okay. Funny, right?
Yeah, very funny.
It's
It's a great
hilarious.
joke.
And I go, I'm fucking going to yell that.
Not a good joke.
I'm going to yell, you have a small D. And everybody's going to see his small D
Yeah,
and they're going to laugh.
he's going to be known as the dude with
'Cause
the
it is
small
okay.
D.
particularly clever,
All right.
right?
Before you,
Yeah.
I don't want to interrupt you, but did you yell this?
I
Okay, because I want
yelled
us
it.
to predict how it
I
was received.
100%.
I
before
think you
tell
did.
the end.
I yelled, hey, Denard, you have a small D. I yell it. By the way,
He hears it.
did you see my seats?
Yes.
Yes.
I am one row behind the dugout. There's a row
Okay.
that's against the dugout. I am as close to, now this doesn't help. Our
How you don't
audience
have a
at home.
bat dent in your skull right now
I
is
am
amazing.
as closer than that chair right there to this guy. He
All right.
Jesus, okay.
100% heard me.
These are the options. You could have crushed. People could have
Mhm,
laughed.
right?
Okay.
You could have gotten a little small chuckling around you, but nothing. You could have gotten like a, ooh, it could have been a negative
Mhm.
feedback, and Katie could have felt like
Mhm.
he could have heard you and said something or looked at you and smiled, or he could have like heard you and got angry.
Mhm, mhm.
Did one of those things happen?
Or there's another possibility, and this is one of the more embarrassing
He
ones.
whips his dick out and fucks
He
you.
shows you tiniest dick still hurts. You got you got a small ass. That he's okay. Heard that before.
Right.
I believe
Like,
I don't remember all the
okay.
options, but I believe you did nail one of the
Okay, I think that it Justin had a 7-Eleven moment. I thought everyone around you, I think Katie was mortified.
Okay.
Oh, Katie, absolutely mortified.
Oh, it's
Jane
her
high
joke,
five.
by the way. It's her
Yeah,
joke.
but she said it to you. Not
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
But
that's
it's great.
like
It's also
yeah.
great.
we
It is a
whisper.
great
It's a
joke.
beautiful joke, but she told it the way it should be in whispered
What do you mean it
confidence.
should be. What does that mean?
I mean, we make some jokes amongst the DLP usually at the
Right.
expense of audience members,
Yeah.
that they can never hear
Right.
or they'll never
Right.
come back. So this is one of those ones like,
Yeah.
that's great,
Right,
high five, and it stays here and it lives here. But to yell that at the dude,
So
you run the risk of not being
I
invited.
remember in like 2nd or 3rd grade,
Mhm.
there was this large girl in the class. We're in gym, and she had to do something, some activity, and I whispered to the kid next to me, they're like, "Can she make it?" I go, "Fat chance." Okay.
Yeah.
Now, good joke, but if I yell that,
yeah.
to the whole-
Yeah.
okay, it's gonna be taken
Yeah.
across a little different.
I'm like, this is so fucking clever. They're gonna fucking carry me out of here.
You're gonna get your own jersey.
They're gonna put me on the field.
You thought that they were going to, but you know what? Jersey him up. You got to play.
They're gonna make me.
It's gonna go viral.
They're gonna make me the mascot.
Joe DeRobinson. Okay.
This is such a great joke that I've just stolen from my wife.
Yes.
That they are going to. I'm going to be the champion. Okay. By the way, you know what inning this is?
Well, it's early. I
What
bet. So
first?
2nd inning.
It's the first inning.
It's the
Oh,
first
he's-
inning.
so
So,
he's-
you get to spend a lot of time with this guy that's either going to laugh, be insulted, or want you out of it.
So I scream,
Thank fuck you don't work for the
Yeah.
station that broadcasts them.
"Hey Denard, you have a small D."
Oh boy.
This is about it. This right now, what you're hearing. This is about what you hear from the audience. You get not a single laugh. People don't make a single sound. I want to fucking crawl under the
Nailed it.
Okay. Everything was horrible about it. My delivery, the response.
Yeah.
Nobody thought it was funny. And you know what I did after that?
Nothing.
Yelled 1,000 more things.
Oh, God,
To make up
just
for it. Yeah.
leaned in.
Tripled
Yes.
down. I was yelling, "Hey, a guy just struck out on 3 pitches, right? He's walking back. I go, looks like AAA for you, pal." I mean, literally.
So now you're that guy.
I'm that guy. Right?
He
Okay.
wants to dive into the
My-
stand.
Committed to the bit.
Who was the
There-
NBA player that dove in the stands at the fucking fan? It
Oh,
was
yeah, well, there's
Ron
2 of 'em.
Artest.
Yeah,
Ron
and
Artest.
And then the
Steven
great line
Jackson.
from that documentary is
probably.
yeah, like earnestly
Yeah.
asked that. Yes.
Now, Katie was fucking furious with me. She was not enjoying herself. Now, this is off the heels of the day before.
Yeah.
Okay. The day before, Katie is there, and she is the youngest person. She's not the youngest person in the stadium. She's the youngest person in the entire city,
In the state of Florida.
in the state of Florida. She's the youngest person.
She could be Sarasota's a retirement community,
Further
right?
from a retiree.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Every person is 1,000 years old. And you saw this, so don't answer.
Katie Pushfarb.
What event did they have at the end of the game? What event did they have at the end of the game?
There was a concert.
So a lot of times they'll allow kids to run the bases.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Right. Well, they can't do that because there's no kids.
There's a Walker race.
Seniors stroll the bases. That's right. Senior citizens.
We lost 3 of them.
Senior citizens
Hips are shattering.
went out on the field and they basically strolled. That's what they did.
Okay, they mall walked the bases.
It took fucking forever for them to get around
Jesus Christ.
these bases.
And then Joe was at home plate going, "Ow!"
Yeah.
And I was like, "You suck!"
Yeah. They're looking up at Joe going, "Why aren't you down here?
Yeah, I didn't.
Join us, brother."
Yeah, they split. I saw Jackson Holiday 3 at bats. He
Yeah.
didn't get a hit, but by the way, it was an awesome time.
Do you
Hey,
know? Please go ahead.
No, you got it.
I was going to say I had a similar, not as bad as yours, but do you know about the joke that I was now? Let's take the situation where Joe stole this joke from Katie and was like, "That's too good. This can't leave
The
here.
world's gonna hear
The
it.
world needs to know. It would be a
Yeah.
disservice to mankind if this joke lived and died here." I had a same coin, different side joke. Did you ever hear about the retirement for a guy named Hugh Jean? He was an old sales manager, 98 Rock. The joke Josh made that exploded the room, that I was told to repeat by a fucking guy that's no longer there. Thank fuck. This guy goes to retire. I'll explain it very quickly. This guy goes to retire. He's beloved sales manager. And Josh did this on his own. He's in front of a group of 100 people upstairs, 4th floor conference room. He's written down a few words and he'd like to tell everybody. He reaches into his inside jacket pocket to take out his little document. Josh goes, "He's got a gun." Everyone fucking explodes with laughter. Everyone crushes, absolutely crushes. 1 month later, there's another retirement. And it's this woman that works down in payroll or something, but she's been
Should we
there
bring
for
it back?
four-
The
Well, this fucking guy that doesn't work there anymore, and every day I look up at this guy and thank fuck for it, pulls me aside and goes, dude, do the gun joke, Justin. Now this guy,
I know this guy.
do this guy, and we threw our backs out doing fucking cartwheels when he left. This guy, I mean, a real life Michael Scott, and I mean Michael Scott without any of the endearing qualities goes, do the he's got a gun joke. Do the he's got a gun joke. I'm like,
no.
Well, that's sort of Josh. Do it. He's reaching in. He's reaching in. I go, he's got a gun.
You did it?
Yes, my fucking guy is telling me, do it, go. He's literally the way I'm tapping you. He goes, he's going for it. He's going now. No, do it.
You half-assed did it,
I fucking have to.
Yeah.
This guy, all state hands, my fucking fate is in them with this dweeb. And I go, he's got a gun. You could have heard a fucking mouse piss on cotton candy. It was so quiet in that room where you heard just like, go ahead, Jim. Well, since I started here in 1982, it's always like, Josh is looking at me like, what the fuck's the matter with you? I must have 8 or 9 people afterwards go, what the fuck were you thinking? And I can't tell them. I mean, I'm trying to tell them like, hey, no, it's fucking Mr. No Sideburns over there wanted me to do it. He, noted liar, fucking denies having told me.
Oh,
what?
evil.
He goes,
classic Michael Scott.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Right
He's
in front of you?
and he's fucking like winking at me like, I don't know what he's speaking
Somebody
about.
wish you had a gun.
Made me look like a fucking idiot in front of the staff more than I already do.
I think it was the delivery.
It was bad. It was just shouldn't have been delivered. It was one and done. It was great. I'm not going to go and just take Rob's closer and then use it on my set on the same show and go, why didn't you laugh? Well, we heard it earlier. It was told better.
I remember one time at the DC Improv years ago. I think I was emceeing. I think I had my set was going well, and somebody coughed, and I said, "Oh, it's just AIDS," and it didn't get a laugh at all. And it got really weird. And I was like,
rough.
all right, moving on.
Yeah. Anyways.
So much for my good set.
Flying's
Should have
weird.
filtered that a little bit. So, hey, let's take a little break here
Please.
from our fabulous sponsors. Be right back. Rice, Mirtha, and Pesaurus. Justin is all about Randolph Rice, as he should be. But me, I'm a big George Pesaurus guy. That's my guy, good old GP. You know his nickname in high school? Pesaurus the Thesaurus. Did that nickname get him chicks? It absolutely did not. But that massive vocabulary will get you a win in court, and that's all that matters. Not only is that vocab vast, he also can speak 7 languages fluently. I can't even speak one good. Hey, Pesaurus the Thesaurus. What's another word for empathy? I don't know. Do you want that in English, Chinese, Portuguese, Spanish, Farsi, Dundalk? He's got it all. That's my guy, George Pesaurus. Just 1/3 of the greatest law firm in the entire world, Rice, Mirtha, and Pesaurus, and our title sponsor, RiceLawMD.com. They don't just win, they win big.
Hey, it's Justin from the DLP Agenda, welcoming to the Die Laughing family, GRB Roofing. GRB Roofing in Bowie, Maryland. Think about it. Your roof, the roof on your home, the roof on your business, it covers all your stuff. Yeah, you could do without a front door. Maybe you could put a piece of plastic over a window. But a roof? You gotta have a roof. You gotta have a top-tier roof. You gotta have a roofing company like GRB Roofing that's gonna take amazing care of you. How do I know they're gonna? How about 65 years of collective experience? How about 700 plus projects completed beautifully, successfully? Go to grbroofing.com right now. Get your free quote today, and they're going to take amazing care of you. Commercial, residential, exterior home improvements, deck and fencing. I can't wait to use them. My house, total dump. Every day, I want to go on my roof, I want to take myself a crowbar, and I want to rip up the entire daggone thing. You know what's going to happen after I have a flipped out moment? A, I'm going to calm myself. B, I'm going to make a therapy appointment, and then I'm immediately going to get a hold of GRB Roofing. Again, give them a call, 443-699-6192. That's 443-699-6192, or go to grbroofing.com. That's grbroofing.com. It's your roof. It covers all your stuff.
You're listening to the DLP Agenda.
Couldn't thank Randolph enough for last week. Great
man.
reviews so far.
Crushed it, Randolph.
I got a little bit of a.
Oh,
I
yeah,
yeah. I
You
got
you have a bone to pick? Shout out to also GRB Roofing. I know somebody from our show reached out to them. So
Thank
Yeah,
you.
the
thanks for that.
advertising is
Please,
working. Thank you.
GRB Roofing. Use them. Use Randolph. Use Air Bear Productions.
Yes. Thank you,
Please.
Ron.
Thank you so much, Ryan.
We did a little live Meet the Agenda with Randolph. You obviously weren't here, Joe, to defend yourself.
It's on the last YouTube video if you'd like to watch. We're
Exactly.
going to pull that chunk out and make it its own YouTube clip, but please go on there, watch it.
I don't consider myself a sensitive guy. You know,
No,
I
you
I
roll
am.
with the punches.
I
pretty
don't
good.
mind.
Justin's
tearing
the
on-
most sensitive.
Yeah, he
big
by
time.
far. Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's okay. But there are
By
two
far
things.
was unnecessary.
Yeah, they're sensitive about that.
Okay. I mean, you guys, if you want to get into the cookie thing now, we can. You fucked me. Okay.
So there were two things. Look, okay, my feelings aren't hurt, but he's dead wrong. He's dead wrong. He wants me to be the least of the three to watch his kids. Are you fucking kidding me? Not only am I outstanding with kids,
Which I said.
but these aren't children.
hold
They're
on, we're
almost
not done
grown.
yet. We're not
Okay.
done. I've also raised. I'm the only one who's raised two children to adulthood, and they're great, and they're kind, and they own their own homes, and they
But they also
and-
do hate you.
and,
So, no.
and so I have those two things. But the thing that really chapped my ass
These are all true points so far.
was
Joe.
him saying that I didn't. I spent the whole time with this kid
At what?
at the skybox.
You did
I'm the
hang out with
one
this kid
who
a
listened
lot.
to his kid tell a story about getting the free bucket hat and trading it for something that cost $40 in the. I didn't talk to his kid. No,
It
no,
sounds
no.
like you suffered talking to the kid. You could
No,
have been.
I
You
didn't
could have been
su-
yelling at players saying they'd have
I
small dicks.
remember a story from a year ago
Jesus,
that
Mac.
me and the kid talked about. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's the first thing. The
Okay.
second thing is
That's fair.
you don't want me to be your paralegal. You don't
No,
want that?
I thought he did pick you.
No, I was last. He picked Justin.
No, I was last.
Oh, you were last.
Yeah,
I don't-
he
yeah.
was last. I was
I
first.
thought he
You were
picked- he
second.
picked you, I thought, because
I-
you said you're a good.
I thought he
bullshitter.
picked me because of my experience with court reporting.
But he also said Joe would be good, but then I think he did go you. But he
Yeah.
definitely picked me
He
because
picked
I remember
you last-
saying that's smart
because
because
he was right.
I have the least day job.
He was right
experience.
about me being the worst on the witness stand. He was 100% right about that. I'm
Yeah.
the last person.
Although
who won.
Justin feels like he would be the worst.
Oh, because I
Maybe.
cave immediately.
But I didn't mind him because all that stuff was true.
Yes.
You know, me.
Robbie
overselling
agreed
it.
with that point
Me,
a lot.
of course, all that stuff,
Mhm.
everything was right. But the kid thing, no, he's dead wrong about that.
I mean, what a weird.
You're definitely last.
But it's so weird that that's the thing you're upset about.
because everybody should know that.
Okay, but he said that he'd use your sex move. I'd rather have sex
No.
move than good with
First
kids.
of all, that's
Who fucking
crazy.
cares?
Why would you use my sex move?
Don't use
okay.
any of our sex
I'm not
moves.
saying it's right, but
None
I'm
of us.
saying you should be happy about it.
No.
Although
he's-
it's just beating Justin and I. It's not like it's
he's
Yeah,
wrong.
okay, yeah. You beat a couple of the kids they put
Yeah.
down there for that one kid at the end of the football
Right.
game. You let score.
But
He was
he's
born
wrong.
without a spine.
He's wrong. I know. I have the worst sex move, so he's wrong about that. But the thing that there is something.
we should come up with our own sex collectively. Let's
Hell
talk
yeah.
it out.
my sex
A
move.
sex
Yeah,
move.
we'll brainstorm
What's the
it and
move?
use a move. Come up with a move.
Oh, man.
All right, let's think about that.
There's some gross
Yeah.
ones out there that
All right.
already exist.
And
I
then
don't need
we'll
to hear
pick
about
the same woman and have sex with the move when she decides.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Robbie, how's that fiance doing?
You got to do something called the snooker,
Yes.
where you climb on top of the armoire and just dive onto her, where you just jam your cock in some portion of her.
Well, you're
Probably
definitely
snapping it
naming it. I mean,
Oh,
although I'm
yeah.
good at naming things too.
You name things really
Yeah.
well, okay?
Yeah.
The real or
It's
not urban
called
comedian
the DL
name.
penetration.
Yeah, there you go. He's already come up with a better name than I
Yeah,
would.
and it involves just the regular place. We're not going into different.
I don't know.
places.
We have to
That's
brainstorm it.
My move.
Does it involve
Maybe it involves.
your genitals? Or are you using your hands?
I think it would be both.
Are you using your feet?
I think because there's three of us, it's got to be a 3-pronged attack.
All of us,
point
yes.
is-
You're D, I'm
Yeah.
L, he's P.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I
The
talked
L
to-
is for lick, the P is for penetrate, and the D is
They're
for
delightful.
Yes.
the small
It's
D.
for
Yeah.
Doritos.
Yay.
I actually talked to Randolph today. Now, here's something you guys might
How
not
come
know.
I didn't say dick for the fucking D? How easy was that?
Yeah,
I didn't
I-
go for it.
that would have been obvious.
Yeah.
That's why I like the delightful or Doritos.
Yeah, thank
Keep them
you.
guessing.
Yes.
Okay.
No dick involved.
Derriere.
That's our move.
Yeah,
you'll
no
never even see the dick, bitch.
You don't deserve the dick.
There was somebody that lives in this house when
Okay.
she found out that Randolph was coming over.
Yeah, she masturbated.
Mortified
No, sorry.
Mortified.
that the house wouldn't be clean enough.
This
Oh,
house looked like you
mortified.
could have sold
She
it.
was mortified that the house wouldn't be clean enough.
No,
This
we
house
explained
was
that in Randolph. I said
spotless.
it's Frank's fault. And
Was it
Randolph,
not-
and
was it-
Randolph said, "I get it. That's why it's so shitty."
This
It
house
wasn't-
was immaculate.
No, he said the house looked great.
the
We're
house
talking
when you
about
came in,
Because
there's
if
nothing
there-
wasn't a hair out of place.
But there was, there was nobody to vacuum, to sweep, to do
Mhm.
whatever. She was not too thrilled.
He
with
didn't
that.
white glove this bitch. He hung out in there,
no,
and a
no,
bottle of
talking
water
to
came
me,
down
I'm
here.
fine with it.
No,
Yeah.
he thought the place was great. He met Frank. They talked a little bit. He met Chris,
I did
your mother-in-law.
apologize.
The
For,
minute he came in, it was
Mhm.
legit. Like, wow, this is a really nice
He
house.
liked the studio was huge.
I'll
We
make
gotta figure out
sure-
the sound still. We're working on things.
I'll make sure Katie's knows that. And I also
No,
apologize.
he couldn't be happier.
I apologize for Randolph today. I heard that Olive headbutted him in the genital.
right in
Yes,
the dick.
I
Oh
did.
man,
apologize
Yeah.
for that.
she
Yeah.
fucking came
Yeah.
out like someone just hiked the
Mhm.
ball right across the line of scrimmage.
Right.
Boom! I mean, put it right in the numbers. By numbers, I mean his dick and balls.
Now, Joe, are you aware of the thing that we touched on last week, or maybe is Katie aware of the guy that Frank's works with?
Oh,
that
yeah.
is-
Oh,
that is making
shit.
a run at your wife.
That
Yeah.
made it. Frank
Yeah.
had me record a video
Yeah.
for Frank, being Katie's father, told us a story that he works with a guy that
An
I
age
mean,
appropriate fella, from what I can tell.
Enough.
just blatantly just told Frank, I would make a better husband to Katie than Joe.
That's
And
pretty ballsy.
First of all,
God damn.
of course.
Right.
Of course.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
We're not.
Randolph
Okay.
agreed. Yes.
We get
I'm
it.
not going to challenge that. But he did show me the video you made for him. That was
Uh-huh.
hilarious. But you know that guy's married. Do you know that?
Oh,
Well,
He has
okay.
a wife.
How
Well,
the
then
turn
it's, then
table.
it's just a kind of fun
Now I'm not as
conversation.
threatened by it
You shouldn't be.
Yeah.
because she's not going
Right.
to be in a thruple.
No.
She's not going to do that.
What
Yeah.
about a swapping? Couple swap.
Well, somebody. I think about that. Somebody's gonna
You think about that, really?
Yeah.
Katie
but
gets the
meaning,
better end of
if
that
there
deal.
was right, if there was ever a swap, somebody has to have sex with me. Isn't
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
fair? You know,
It's
guy's
really
like,
not.
The guy's like, I'm in.
Yes.
And the woman's like, I don't. I'm
No,
cool.
I'm good.
fine with what we
Can't we
have."
just
Yeah.
watch Love is Blind again?
Yes. Oh my God. Or Love is Death, the excellent
Yes.
spinoff, the top shelf spinoff. But Randolph was excellent on this thing.
Yeah, it was
He's
good.
going to be helping us out with some merchandise, we believe. Wait
yeah,
for details about
that's in
that.
the works. Thank you for your help, Brittany, your assist, and
No.
someone else helping us.
I
And
love
yes,
Randolph.
Contrail, if you don't die from laughing, you can sue me.
Go
And
ahead.
Randolph will take the case.
Every criticism that he gave, I was okay with all of them.
For the most part.
Yeah,
You mean
I'll-
Randolph's criticism?
You did a
Randolph,
great
yeah.
job.
Okay.
Yeah, because everything was cool except for the kids. That was the one that really. That one I
But
didn't
you
like.
heard me come to your defense
I
about
appreciate
no
it.
one
I appreciate
crushes harder
Right.
it.
with
He
Evan.
didn't know. That's the thing.
He's
doesn't know.
never seen you. Got to
Doesn't know what I can
see
do.
the Pied Piper of children.
It's my superpower.
I've never
Yeah.
seen anybody crush with a child, both comedically and maritally,
Now,
like being with a
yeah.
child.
now, Robbie, in that one hypothetical, the three of us were on trial for having murdered you. We never said if it happened or not. Do you think in this hypothetical that that's what did happen? Keep in mind you were murdered in this situation, so somebody did murder you.
Well, I don't understand what the question is.
Okay, I thought it was an easy question. In the hypothetical, you were murdered,
Right.
so someone murdered you.
Yes.
Who's the most likely to have?
No, no.
Oh,
We never said that we did it. We just said we're on trial.
Oh, I
Oh.
gotcha.
Do you think we did it? Because you have many exes. It could be.
Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
we're way down the list, right? Of people that
Yeah.
would murder.
Oh, in the
Rob.
top 10 people to murder you, we aren't on that.
Because that would be coming up in the trial.
Yeah.
Randolph would be calling the girl that you let fall down in front of all the women over the years.
Yeah.
The girl you lied about liking art to.
The one that's
Yeah.
now like the manager
Right.
of an Exxon.
Yeah, the
one-
one at Thanksgiving you talked about gay Afghan
The
sex.
one that
Yeah.
you took the TiVo back from.
The one that
Exactly,
you broke
yeah.
up for because she had a tummy ache.
The one that
Right,
threw
yes.
your keys into the bay.
Yeah,
Yes.
there's a murderer's row
Right.
waiting. A2 Brute. You're gonna look like fucking Caesar.
Right. By the end of this trial, they're gonna be like, you know what? He wasn't murdered. It was just the right thing happened.
It's gonna be like the goddamn finale of the News True Detective.
Yes.
It was every woman in town. They all did it. Every single one of them put one in the back of his Robbie Detective season 1. Hey,
you guys would be way low on the list.
Okay,
thank
good.
you very much. But of the three of us,
Yeah.
who'd be the most likely, and why is it Joe?
Well, brother, family, come on.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, of course it would be Joe.
Yeah, traditionally, yes,
Yeah.
it would be most likely be a family member.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got to have
Yeah.
some passion. Well, how was he murdered though? Because if he was beaten to death, that's a crime of passion. It's definitely Joe. Justin and I are doing it just a fucking shot to the head. We're getting out of there quick.
Yeah, you're gonna like
I'm-
poison his DoorDash box. There's gonna be some weird, long, slow play about it.
This Mountain Dew live wire is filled with antifreeze.
Right.
There's
Who did it?
cyanide in this Astroglide. Yes,
And then
Cyoglide.
and that Matt goes Charles Bronson and hunts us down and kills us.
Yeah, exactly.
There's anthrax on this mix CD.
Wait a minute. Hey,
Joe is coming over to my house on Sunday, so maybe he'll mess with my
This
brakes.
Sunday.
Oh.
Yeah.
oh hell yeah! Do you still have the box, by the
Congratulations.
way? Do you still have the food delivery box out front?
I do not. That's gone.
Where'd it go? Is it somewhere? That'd be a hell of a DLP
Smithsonian?
prize.
It went in the trash.
Ah, damn! I loved it. I thought it was
We
fucking
auctioned it off
fantastic.
for $10,000.
And we fill it with food just for someone.
You know
Old food.
You know what's also gone?
What's that?
The salt and pepper shaker.
The salt
Oh,
and
right.
pepper. Did you sell
Oh,
them?
no.
Nope.
You know what? It's interesting.
They were worth millions, Robbie.
It's interesting. They probably were worth something. But I think about this. when
David Duke would have bought them.
when we, yes,
some
there
of
was,
them. Yeah.
There was 2 or 3 racist salt and pepper shakers. But I remember when we cleaned our dad's house out, we're like, we'll have an estate sale and we'll do all that. And then eventually you just throw everything in the garbage.
Oh, no, we talked about that on the air the other day. You know, my brother and I have a secret pact. He'll never listen to this. You've heard of the story on JSS, Justin Scott and Spiegel, of the David Winter cottages, the tale told of the David Winters.
Yes,
So instead of going,
they're putting you through college.
they're going to go in a dumpster. I mean, what should
Yes.
have gone to a 401k and savings and college and down payments on homes went into small English plaster cottages. He swears to God, trust me, they're going to fucking come up. Just like Dogecoin, it's coming back. No, it's not. We've told him, hey, we're going to split these up. They mean too much for us to even get rid of. Pat's going to take half. I'm going to take half.
Sure.
We've already looked into the industrial dumpster company. That's going to drop it off in the front yard. We're going to knock out the fucking windows upstairs in the attic. It's an unfinished second floor of the house. And we're lobbing this shit into a dumpster. We're throwing.
Can we have one in the studio here?
I'll let you pick one.
Okay.
A small one.
All right.
Okay. Because some of them get really, really large. And I mean, I'm throwing fucking everything away. I mean, when he passes, and may it be a long time from now, we're throwing away 95%.
I've never
of his
regretted
shit.
throwing anything away.
Never.
Never.
Never have I
I've
sat
never
around.
regretted
I
throwing
get rid of a
something
bunch
away.
of clothes and I might have missed that. Then I realized I could have thrown up twice as
That's the
much
thing
anymore.
about my father.
Love throwing shit
I
away.
might have said this on air. My father's like, what's going to happen to my grandmother's cane? Now, my father's 80.
We're going to snap it in half and
Gonna
chuck
go
it.
in a fireplace.
So how old do you think? When do you think his grandmother was born? My father was born. My father was born in 1942.
I'll tell you, he was probably born
1900?
in a time where the New Deal benefited him.
Yeah, this grandmother was born in the 1800s.
Yeah.
What do you think her cane looked like?
Oh, it had to be some fucking maple root, something out of the Shire.
It was a stick.
It was a
Yes,
goddamn
yeah.
stick
Okay, and my father
with an engine's eyeball and amber on top of it.
But imagine there being 1,000 grandmother things like the grandmother's cane.
Yeah.
What's
That's
going to
all he
happen to
has.
this brick? What's going to happen to this? And eventually
They won't go in the studio.
right.
Yeah.
They all can't.
Here's
have,
the brick from
they all can't have-
1873.
Exactly.
Yeah. How many things
Yeah.
have sentimental value? 10,000 things can't
Yeah.
have sentimental value.
No, it's true. That's because I have things I'm like, why am I keeping this T-shirt from this old job? What do I give her shit? Doesn't even fit.
I
anymore.
have one bin,
Picture of Katie.
one
No.
one picture of Katie
Same.
folded over.
In my
her
wallet.
ex-boyfriend's in it.
Mhm.
No. So, you know those the die laughing bins? I have one bin. It has every memory that I've ever had is in there.
That's smart. Put it in one bin.
My high school
Yeah, and you can
yearbook,
never add to it.
right.
If you
my-
put something else in, you got to take something
that's
else out.
right. Everything. I have a Washington Redskins scrapbook that I made. It's in there.
Nice.
Okay.
I have a Wheaties box, Doug Williams on it.
Everything. My Cal Ripken Diet Cokes.
Yeah,
They're in there. Everything that I would ever want to keep. My Muhammad Ali autograph.
nice.
It's
That's
all in
nice.
one
That's
thing.
great.
It's in one thing.
Well,
You know,
that's
we
cool.
have in our basement a jar of children's teeth. What the fuck are we
You gotta
doing with
sell
that?
to a poacher.
What fucking necromancy? Am I going to give this to Tommy to make some weird,
Yeah.
like, Lord
You
of the Rings
should.
villain helmet?
Yes.
You know what else is next
Yeah.
to that jar of teeth in a bin? A bag of hair
Yeah.
from all the kids'
The
first
crime
haircuts.
scene.
What are we doing with it? I have a paper box, like 50-pound stock, 20-pound box of paper, full of kindergarten assignments. That shit's going in a fire pit the minute there happens to be
But
any
you
of this.
think
Not even
one
a
day I'm
report
going to
card.
want to look
We're
at
talking
that.
about just
Yeah.
Just something
Hey,
that looks like a kid
you're
held a
learning
pen
the
in his
letter
ass cheeks.
Q.
But
That's
Robbie,
it.
you know what you should have done with the racist salt and pepper shakers? This would really piss them off. Put the salt and pepper together in them.
Oh,
They would
yeah.
explode
Racists
with,
don't like it.
anger.
Like
They don't
mixing
like it.
M&Ms and Skittles in one
Exactly.
bowl. Just
Yeah.
drive them
Deal with
crazy.
it. Be
Uh,
not
I actually did.
aggressive.
I actually did give those to somebody who requested.
Oh my God.
No, you didn't.
Robbie.
You
Oh,
gave the
really?
racist salt and pepper
Jesus,
shakers
your
away.
black friend Phil.
You have a
Yeah.
racist who wanted them.
What blonde hair, blue eyed villain did you give
Really?
this to?
in Dale City, Virginia? No.
Max
it-
Zorn from View to a
Was
Kill?
it your friend Phil?
Yeah.
No,
Mhm.
he's a Patreon.
Which Hitler
Hey,
youth
Phil.
demanded these?
Oh, because they knew about it from the.
Well, yes, they knew about it from the show.
Robbie, is
But-
there a chance you have those implementations for me to season my chicken with? Robbie?
It's
You know
a
me.
coworker, and when he took them home, his wife was like, "What the fuck is that?"
And now they're divorced. Good
Oh,
job, Robbie.
These go well with my Charlie Chaplin
I
mustache.
wonder who they're voting for.
You know what you should have done, dude? You had a lawsuit on your hands. You sneak those things into a nice restaurant and then just place them at the end of the
Oh,
table
that's a great bit.
and go,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what are these? oh, let me get the manager. Oh my God. You take take one of your black friends with you and be like, hey, we're gonna eat like kings. Just fucking be cool with this. And you take out two racist salt.
I guess someone doesn't like salt.
Wow. Both of them are filled with pepper. Rude.
It's a good bit, Justin.
Actually,
Yeah.
I wish I had.
Yeah.
Actually, can I get them? Because I
Yeah,
kind of want to
yeah,
eat for
it's a
free.
good bit.
Yeah, I kind of.
Where are you going to go? So you can't do somewhere close to you.
No,
You
Capitol
can't-
Grill.
Okay, Capitol Grill.
Capital Grill.
That's
We're gonna
what
eat
you like.
well. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I hate to bring this to your attention. I'm not sure what Grand Dragon is back in the kitchen right
Mhm.
now. But tell old Pointy White Hat that he left his salt and
Yeah.
pepper shakers out here.
They'll
They'll be
probably have those at Cracker Barrel.
If you want
Oh,
to
the
make
gift
this,
shop.
if you want to make this right, you're going to have to just give us a free meal. We'll call
yeah,
it even.
we'll just take a free
Exactly.
tomahawk steak.
Yeah,
And I've said that about Cracker
we'd like
Barrel.
some reparations on this meal.
I think Ariel would agree with me. I think she has before I've made this point, maybe privately, that there is an underlying tone of
Something.
barely contained racism and the Cracker Barrel gift shop. Like it's barely there.
Yeah.
Like you know they'd like to sell lawn jockeys. If you ask quietly, they'll take you to a
In the
back
back.
room
Okay.
where there's stars and
Come here.
bars.
I know what you're looking
Come
for.
here. You're looking for the Robert E. Lee stuff.
But
Get
you're
in here.
leaving something out because yes, the gift shop, but also even before you go in, there's a porch with rocking chairs.
Yeah.
And you just see some old guy with a shotgun out there. You can picture him.
Oh, I can picture it.
One
Get
more
off my
step.
land.
Hey, don't.
Okay.
Those are good rocking chairs. Okay,
Fine
they're pure
rockers.
and innocent. Those rocking
Mhm.
chairs.
Mhm.
Okay, don't you dare. I've sat many a days on those rocking chairs.
Sat and rocked back and forth by a
Mhm.
man that said separate but equal, non-ironically. There's something about it. There's something. Hey, speaking of chairs, I want to show you guys something very cool.
That's a segue.
This is a brand
This
new.
is-
Thank you to everybody that's been on twitch.tv/Justin98Rock. New show tomorrow, 7 o'clock. I love to see it. You guys from your wonderful subscribers and patronage bought me this chair. This is a Dowinks gaming chair.
It looks expensive.
It
does.
was. It's $189.
It looks pretty badass.
It's so comfortable.
What does it do?
Have you masturbated in it?
No, didn't get a chance to
Okay.
because it's already sitting on the curb
Oh,
to be thrown away
what?
tomorrow on trash day.
Okay. Did somebody break it?
Would have been better because I could fix that.
Yeah.
So earlier in the day,
Oh no.
half day, this happened today. I got this chair on Saturday that I get it put together, pretty simple. And what does it do? You say it's got a massage function. There's USB ports in it.
Oh,
There's
okay.
additions to where it has like some force feedback. If something happens in the game, an explosion, the chair
So
might
it
move.
connects to the game system.
It can if you want it to.
Oh, gotcha.
Yes, it just be a beautiful
Did you
office
even
chair.
have time to get there?
Never did. I sat in it twice. So my son gets off half day today, goes downstairs, and there's a Harry Potter game that he's playing right now. He loves it. It's called Hogwarts Legacy. You get to attend Hogwarts and not be Harry Potter, but some nameless member of House Hufflepuff or whatever. Actually, my son's Slytherin, and it tracks. So I sit him down in the chair, and I run out of the room, and I'm upstairs doing something, and he comes up 6 or 7 minutes later, and he's got tears in his eyes.
Oh, God.
He's got his hands holding his ass.
boy.
And I'm like, what's going on, buddy?
Oh,
And he
no.
goes, it was a mistake. It was a mistake. I'm like, what's a mistake? What's going on, buddy? It's and then it hits me.
Oh, no.
A smell of pure dog shit. And
But it's not a dog.
I turn him around, and there is he's had a blowout. And I
Ah.
think and I believe that all he had to eat that day were multiple strawberry Nutri-Grain bars that he'd been allegedly saving in his desk and ate
They are
about.
quite good.
They're great, but 6 of them in an
Not-
8-year-old stomach
Oh boy.
isn't going to do him any favors. I go downstairs, and it looks like someone has thrown a water balloon filled with vegetable beef soup.
There's no spill. There's no spell to get that smell out.
Nothing.
Oh.
No. Shiticus gonicus. No. Unshitteth thine Asicles. He has shit all over this chair I've had it for 2 days, and I'm looking at there's no fixing this.
Was
There's
it
no way.
vibrating? Was that part of it? Was it?
Nope. He
Was
just
trying to do one.
No, not
thing
him,
and-
but the chair vibrating, giving him a little extra.
no. I hadn't hooked
Okay.
up the Bluetooth yet.
All right.
He was just sitting in it and playing a game.
Just was so
Was
comfortable
he
and enjoying
trying
the
to do
game.
one thing and something else
I
happened?
think he mistrusted a fart. I think
Yeah.
he thought he had to fart, and I'm telling you, it was up his back.
Oh.
It came around his
What did
hips.
you just put him right in the?
I
bathtub?
stand him in the shower,
Oh yeah.
and we turn the
Okay.
water on, and I'm just taking off clothes,
Oh,
and I'm
God.
telling him he's not in trouble. He is.
But he is.
He is. No, he'll pay for this when he's 18.
Is it not salvageable, the chair?
Oh
What?
no, this thing's on
What
the
could
curb.
you do?
Nothing.
Well, you-
No, it's everywhere, and it's in
Ah,
Just for
the
freeze it?
soft fabric. It's
okay,
permanent.
It's
No,
caked in there.
you're never get the amount was impressive. It was half his body weight.
Do you
It
think
went down the sides
Okay.
and onto the ground
right.
below,
have,
also ruining my anti-static mat.
I thought about
but
that.
has he accidentally stumbled onto something? Every toilet seat is basically the same, right?
Pretty much.
It's not comfortable per se.
Not
you know?
really.
But he was so comfortable in that chair that he just evacuated.
He did
What if you had a toilet seat that was comfortable like that?
something.
so you
padded,
relaxed,
something I
Hey,
could
and allowed you to really get it all out.
It connects to an Xbox. You
Yes.
could play your Steam
Right.
Deck, Bluetooth, force feedback. The vibrations go in your ass, knock that constipation loose.
Oh, come on.
Full vacay.
This is
full
almost
vacay.
as good as stripper water.
You know what? Now I'm actually. You know what? This isn't. From tragedy comes triumph.
exactly.
Can I
Yeah, so if,
interject, please?
If
Are you
anybody feels like swinging
Yeah.
by, there's a.
I think Joe's going to disagree with
Let
this.
me interject. My family,
Oh, no.
Okay.
we had a padded toilet seat.
You had a padded toilet seat.
My grandmother had
Okay.
one too. It was
I'm
plastic
familiar.
feeling.
We
It
had a
was-
padded
yeah.
toilet seat. Loved it.
Loved it.
Loved it.
Katie won't allow it.
No chance.
Have
No
you
chance.
asked her?
You could ask. I could promise you.
Contrail says, so
Okay.
he crapped in the chair. I cleaned up worse. I could have easily cleaned it up. This and other stories on No the Fuck You Couldn't magazine.
Hey, is that in front of Justin?
Were you there? Did you see this entire quart of Dintimore that's soaked in through the soft absorbent fabric? Contrail, it's fucking yours. You may have the shit thrown. Tell me what trailer park to drive it to, and I will drop it off in front of your Primer Trans Am, and you could put it in the front seat of Uncle Daddy's Vroom Vroom, because this fucking thing looks like a BP oil spill of pure fudge. It's in the fucking cracks, crevices. You're not doing shit from shit with this thing. You're not one of those people that clean up a crime scene, brother. You ain't scrubbing up blood and brain from off a sidewalk from a 3 homicide in the middle of the night in Baltimore. This thing
That's called a
wasn't-
number 2 homicide.
It's a number 4. This thing, yeah, you ain't getting shit from this.
Here's a story I don't know if I've ever told on.
Actually, they say that she actually used to clean up dead bodies.
I think they could do it then, actually.
Okay,
So-
actually, you know what?
Yeah.
now that I
Take it
believe
back.
Yeah. Okay, it's yours. You can have the chair.
And I don't know if Robbie will even remember this. But at one time he'll remember this part of it. At one point Robbie had 3 children. Do you know that?
Whoa,
What?
whoa.
I'm sorry, what?
What?
You didn't know that?
Robbie Robinson.
That's correct.
Stepfather.
He was a stepfather.
Okay.
Oh,
Jesus Christ,
At one
man.
point-
Sounds like,
Phrase it
what
better.
happened to these kids?
At one point Robbie had 3 kids. Okay.
Step kids.
And I like kids. Okay.
Hmm.
Robbie, don't pull that as a drop. I like kids.
Ignore that order.
So I wanted to endear myself to the youngest kid, the
Oh.
boy.
And how old are you?
I
30?
had my Lexus. So
That helps.
but you know what I'm saying? I wasn't
Okay.
I wasn't that long ago. I mean
30s.
I think it was around 2000, Robbie. Was that when it been about when it was?
It was, 2000. Yeah, that was
Somewhere around 2000. So we were driving back from somewhere. And I said, hey, and I don't remember the kid's name. And I go, hey, why don't you ride with me? So he rides in the back seat. I put him in the back seat. We make it from wherever we're going to maybe about 2 miles from the house. He projectile vomits in the back of my car. Do you remember that, Robbie?
We got somebody in chat that can clean it up.
I do not remember that.
He projectile vomits. I have to pull over and scoop this kid's vomit out
Kids
of
are
the
the
back,
worst.
out of the back of my car.
God.
And it was just like Justin is saying, I had to go into the seats. I was pulling socks. And,
Was it worse than that
and-
Toyota Tercel where you had sex with that girl?
no.
Oh, with the sweater. The sweater.
It was-
That's a
that's-
scent I wish
Mac
Yankee could.
likes that pull.
That was my first sexual
Yeah.
experience.
Hey,
I swear.
Contrail, DM me on Instagram. If we're followers like me, I will give. I'm telling you, I'll bring you the fucking chair.
Yeah.
No,
I
don't
want you to
bring
have it.
to him.
We'll meet somewhere.
Yeah. Like
we'll meet somewhere.
in front of your house where it is.
I'll bring you the fucking chair. I
Yeah.
want it to go to a good home. Apparently, they definitely did that. I had a situation like that when have you ever driven a car that had child safety windows? They can only go down so far.
Yes.
Dude, my dad had this fucking Oldsmobile, and I remember we were driving to Vermont from Maryland, and I was a car sick kid.
Oh no.
I was a Dramamine kid.
See where this is going?
And I'm sitting in the back seat. I'm like, I don't feel good. He goes, we can't pull over on the highway. We gotta pull over somewhere. He goes, roll down the window. And it goes right here.
Oh,
Where
right to your mouth.
my nose was out the window, mouth was in, just a pinwheel of puke. I mean, I yacked an inch away, and it just shoots in every direction. It sprays up.
Gee, I wonder where your kid gets this from.
Oh God, the sensitive stomach. All of us have tissue paper stomachs. Like I said, 300 years ago, none of us would have survived even a mild winter.
There is nothing more frustrating than a kid throwing up next to a trash can.
You're like, you could have
Yes.
made
A
it
kid throwing
Right.
up.
one more
So
foot.
your dad's like, the window's open. You couldn't raise your head up another.
You couldn't have gone. I mean, I literally just needed to go up.
Nah,
not
fuck that.
and gotten it way out of there. No. You
Hate
guys
that
need
shit.
to smell this stomach acid. There's something so unique about it. Let's take a quick break. We apologize for the filthy nature of this podcast.
No, we don't.
Because it's going to get even worse coming up. I might have had to, I might have had to get inside of a friend's ass, literally, after this little tease of a DLP Patreon. I don't know how to tell you this, but there's the lady cuts off Mudge's mom in the middle of going, hey, there's a points down. They look down. There's a printout on the counter saying, there's a ladybug infestation. Don't worry. They don't bite and they don't sting. Not we're doing anything. Hey, don't worry about them.
Yeah.
So they're asleep. They're falling in their fucking mouths. They're all over their
I
clothes.
definitely sleep with my mouth open.
Her mom's waking up, freaking the fuck out as bugs are. She says in the morning, their phone charger in the wall, there had to have been 30 of them crawling up.
But they don't bite or sting.
They don't bite.
That
They
doesn't
don't
mean I
sting.
want them crawling on my tongue.
Exactly. I don't want them
say
going in
this.
my holes.
Yeah.
If you think about, I'm telling you, of all the things that you said were a problem, that's the one that's the least concern of mine.
It's number one for me.
Number
Bugs?
one, I can make my own pillow out of my
lady-
Yeah,
dirty clothes.
the
exactly.
ladybugs, the lightning bugs, I'm fine with those.
I hate bugs.
It's
Because
the
if
roaches.
but if they're having an infestation, that means they've been dropping the ball.
Yes.
What are the chances everything else is immaculate?
So this was a trip.
Yeah. If you order someone's house and there's shit on the floor, you don't think, what? They're probably clean otherwise.
Oh, don't worry.
The DLP agenda.
So you guys know occasionally from time to time, I will go and visit my friends in Waldorf. Okay. Now, I haven't had the heart to tell them that they've been usurped by all of you, but they still think that they are top of the heap, king of the hill. So my friend Pete, who lives in a very similar house to the Yellow King's place from True
Waldorf
Detective season 1, Waldorf Pete, I only see him once every 4 or 5 months. So if there's a change to him, hair, fitness, tattoo, fashion, whatever, I'm going to notice it. I don't like if you slowly started to gain or lose weight,
Which I have.
I'm more Rob, the better.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to tell because
No, I
I see
understand.
you
Yeah.
every
Real
week.
quick, didn't Waldorf Pete leave? It wasn't
His sister's ashes outside for
yeah.
over a year and a half, and they turned into a brick of human.
I'm a fan of that. Yeah.
So I go over to this place for the first time in quite some time, and I look at him, and he's thinned up. And I go, God damn, buddy, what are you doing? And he goes, I've been trying to work out. I gotta. I have to. My doctor's getting on me. I'm like, good for you. But I noticed the way he's sitting down on like real ginger. Like he just left some intense prison romance style. Like, ooh, as he sits. And finally, towards the end of the night, I go, buddy, are you okay? Is it your back or something? He goes, no, it's my ass, man. Something's with my ass. It's just, I don't know. I think I hurt myself. Like, how do you think you hurt yourself? I go, it's sit-ups, man. Sit-ups. So he was in the Army. He was an E4
Is this a thing that's
specialist.
real?
This is real. He was reliving the only fitness he's ever known was he was in the military for 4 years. He was trying to recreate what he did in PT, which was push-ups, pull-ups,
Monkey
sit-ups,
bars.
monkey bars, whatever the fuck he's doing. And right now he's got a stationary bike.
Right.
He's got push-ups, and he's doing sit-ups, and he's got hardwood floors, and he's sitting down and he's doing sit-ups. And he's done so many sit-ups that he's created this cyst at the top of the crack of his ass.
Oh God!
And he's got, and I go,
I will never do that many sit-ups.
Did you see it?
oh, I go, he's telling me this. He goes, I think I did something. He like lifts up his shirt. I go, what the fuck is that?
It looked like a tail.
It looked like this. It looked like a cherry tomato.
Oh my god, it was red.
It was angry. It was
Oh,
ugly looking. I
God.
go, dude, what is going on? He goes, you want to pop it?
Oh my god.
I go, fuck yeah, I do.
Yeah.
So no gloves, hand washed, needle
No
lighter.
gloves.
No, fuck no. No, if
Oh
he
my
gets sick, it's on him.
God.
So my buddy Dave's there also. He's about to puke.
Do you have anything to catch the leavings?
I paper towel.
Oh,
and I
This isn't
just
you're not really think this out.
no, not really. We're all fucking wasted. By the
Gotcha.
way. No,
I
it's so deep into the bottles.
Gotcha.
So I actually have a pretty great photo of me from that night if you want to get a peek here.
Yeah,
This
put
is
that on
from
the
Do you have
Patreon.
a picture of the cyst?
no, we were not in the place to do that. Yeah, here's me that night. Okay. There's me a little bit later.
Yeah.
This I will put up. Would you like to see what time this was?
Oh god,
Here
it
we go.
should
Let's
be
go to
4 a.m.
info.
It's probably 10:30. 8:30 p.m.
8:30 p.m. is when that photo was taken. And again, this will be up on the YouTube channel. Enjoy. So we get this needle and I give it a little prick and all that. And I see whatever. It's like clear liquid, a little bit of blood. I get it out of there. And then I see a little black spot. I'm like, oh, fuck is that? Looks like a pepper flake. Looks like it'd be inside of one of Robbie's racist seasoning
It
containers.
came out of it?
Yeah, it's just this little bit. And I'm like dabbing it down and all that. And I go get me the tweezers. And I get the tweezers and I pinch this thing. I pull this fucking hair out that must be this
Oh,
long.
the hair's back.
And it wasn't in his asshole. It was at the top
It
of
was
the
an
crack of
ingrown
his
hair?
ass.
Yeah, it was ingrown hair.
It was this ingrown hair that grew and
Oh,
spiraled.
this is a disgusting episode.
And I plucked this thing out of his ass. It broke the dam. This thing starts bleeding into his butt. And I've got to
Oh.
I have to literally
wiping?
I got to wipe his ass.
you are a good friend.
Oh, it's a Dave is
Steph
in
just
the
said
other
that,
room. He's
yeah.
retching in the sink.
Oh,
There's
my
no way I'm doing
God.
this
It
for you or anybody.
is horrific. It is awful. The amount of time I've spent near people's asses over the past week that were not my own in a non-sexual manner.
Right.
And
Now-
all men, 1'8", 152.
Nice.
As
Not
you
great.
know, I've had hairs up my ass.
Yeah.
This was at the
Sure.
top
But
of the
this
crack.
thing's
This
much
is
worse.
literally not metaphorically.
Yes,
Joe.
no,
No,
have.
I was in that ass. It was
Oh, man.
bad.
But
It
it's-
was.
What did you do?
He's very hairy too, by the way.
Oh,
he's
nice.
that's why. I mean, he's got the thing where he's
Is
got
he
like
a good wiper? Is it well kept?
he's pretty
back there?
clean. He's
Okay.
clean. He's hairy.
Yeah,
You know, he looks
sure.
like he wants to turn into a werewolf, but he can't
Got
quite
some wet
decide.
Did you
wipes.
bandage it?
Yeah, we just put a band-aid on the top of
Okay.
it.
Alright.
Do you either
Did you kiss it and make it feel
Oh,
better?
mwah. That's gonna make you feel better.
How much to go up and back?
Yeah. Do you have like hairy cheeks at all? I've never seen your asses.
No, not
No,
really.
you got
No.
smooth cheeks, Joe.
I think
Smooth
so.
cheeks.
No,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't. I probably have a little bit of hair on
Sure.
there.
There's a little bit in. I
But
get that.
Also I take
Right.
care of that.
Yeah, that gets
Yeah.
taken care of
Try
pretty well.
to.
No,
Yeah.
he's got the full baboon, like silverback.
I
butt
can't
cheeks.
imagine that any woman likes that.
Hair. No, I mean it's combable hair.
I mean, you're trying to eat his ass. And you got
How
hair.
long?
Yeah, I got to take him to a salon to eat his
God,
ass.
yeah.
Oh, I mean, no longer than maybe a third of a centimeter,
Because I'm always like,
bristly.
if it's long, it seems easy to take care of.
He actually has to shampoo his ass. He's a hairy man. It goes up his back. He's got the
Did you
shoulder
shampoo
hair.
him? Your little Pantene,
Too drunk. Yeah. Do you have any
little fucking
Pantene
ass and shoulders.
Just
little
men.
pert plus?
Now,
Yes.
how old is he?
Ass
Is
and
he- does he have
shoulders,
it
nothing for
gray?
that?
He's 52.
Come on.
Oh, so great.
That was a good
He has
joke, by the
gray
way.
Great
ass
joke.
hair?
Thank you.
Sorry.
It goes all the way around. It does form a bit of a hair diaper. It does go all the way
All right.
around and down it. It's not great. But yeah, this thing was
Oh.
angry and it was gross. He says it actually has really helped. He's been able to get back to his workouts.
I want to
And I
meet
said,
this
buy
guy.
a fucking yoga mat, by the way. You've seen photos of him on my Instagram.
I have.
Yeah.
All right. I don't have anything dirty, but I have a couple crazy things that happen that it's not going to be. It's you can listen, everybody. There's not going to be any graphic things, but it was a series these past 2 weeks of just fucking. What are the odds I would run into this person or this would happen? It keeps happening, and it's starting to. I'm like, what the fuck's going on?
Please.
So 2 weeks ago, I mentioned I was going to go to my stepbrother's place in Dallas. Well, it's outside of Dallas and Holly Lake Ranch, Texas.
Okay.
And I'd also talked about how my mom said he's a bit of a drinker. And I'm thinking, well, Mom, you drink 2 glasses of wine a year. What's your definition of a bit of a drinker? And she was not lying. But anyway, so It's a golf cart community. Like you can drive
Oh, yeah.
to the bar, the main bar where I did comedy, the main bar in the place on your golf cart.
You know, my
You can
neighborhood
obviously
is
drive to
one.
the golf course.
I want a golf cart. I mean, a Cape
Oh,
is a golf cart.
loved it.
I want one so bad.
great. Want one so bad.
You know, a cheap one is like $8,000.
Well,
What?
don't
a
want that
shit
bad.
one. Like
Get a used one.
some no, I want to the used ones that are
Yes.
of reputable service. There's guys in my neighborhood will get like $20,000 off-road tires, stereo systems, floodlights, and shit.
No,
It's like,
his was a nice one. I mean, they're all electric now, so you just plug it in
Yeah,
in
yeah.
your garage. So, but I am now. It's Saturday night. I am waiting for him to pick me up. It's getting a little dark out. I'm just standing out in front. He's going to come up in the golf cart, pick me up, take me to the restaurant at the bar. And this woman starts walking towards me. She's got a dog, and she goes, "Joe." That's my stepbrother's name. I go, no, he'll be here in a few minutes. And she's walking closer, and she starts looking at me like she knows me. She goes, "Rob?"
What?
And now I'm like, okay, last night I got really drunk. Did I meet this person? Did I say something? Was she at the show? And then I see it's this woman, Christine. Remember Steve Gibson? When I first got that
Yes.
job, he ended up marrying Jessica
Yeah,
Paquin.
I know him.
When I
Okay.
met Todd Moore, this is 2005.
Right.
He was married to this woman, Christine. This is in Northern Virginia.
You happen to see
She
her
lives right across the street.
in Texas?
Yes.
what the fuck?
The last
Jeez.
time I heard from her, she lived still in Virginia.
That's
or
like
DC area.
shooting a bullet
Right.
with a bullet.
That's a one in a
Also, but since then, she's also got to know my stepsister. But now, so that's also crazy that she just happened to move directly across the street from her brother, my stepbrother.
How long has it been since you've seen her? 20 years?
Probably, yeah.
And she recognized you right away?
Yeah, I mean, we're Facebook friends and we've talked a little bit here and there. But yeah, and I did recognize her when she said that. I actually, because I'm pretty bad with names, but she was a pretty attractive woman, still is. So I'm like, that's fucking weird. But we talk, whatever. Fast forward last week, we're in Batavia. Shout out to Comedy Vault, amazing club.
Never even heard of that
Couldn't
town before.
love it anymore. It's a town. It's about, I don't know, it's 40 miles from O'Hare Airport. So I guess whatever that is from Chicago. It's, I don't know. I guess it would be like a city of Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C., that kind of a
Got it.
difference. So, and Keckner, of course, didn't grow up in Chicago, but he did comedy in Second
Sure.
City and
You did a lot of improv work, yeah.
knows that whole scene. And he's just walking, get some coffee. This woman is in the hair salon who he dated back when he lived in Chicago. She just happens to see him walking by. She's in this hair salon. She just moved to this town 40 miles outside of Chicago. Like, wow, what are the odds that you live here now? But that's not crazy that you happen to see me as I'm walking by. So that's crazy. She comes to the show. Then Saturday night, Keckner and I were hanging out at this bar. We're talking to this bartender. Fast forward at the airport the next day. Granted, O'Hare Airport, there's 5 terminals.
Sure. It's one of the biggest. Is it the
It's
biggest?
massive.
It's massive. This guy walks up. Yeah, I'm Zoe's boyfriend. I'm like, what? Yeah, from last night. I'm like, how are you here? Like, and I'm, are you following us? Did I say something? I'm like, was I rude to Zoe? Like, you just happen to be here at the same time, taking a flight in this massive airport right next to us.
What the
okay.
hell?
There's
Then
more.
there's a lot more. There's 5 guys getting Dave to autograph Office and Anchorman shit. And I'm like, how do you know that he's here? Like, are you just guessing that he's going to fly United because it's a United hub and he's going to take it to LA and then this is the flights? He's like, what's the profit margin? You can't get to the airport cheaply.
No.
You have to pay for parking or take an Uber. Why are they? And then, so I asked, why are you here? How'd you know to be here? And this guy says, oh, I'm here for Dennis Rodman. You know what's weird about that? Dave brought his assistant, 30-year-old white girl. She's wearing a T-shirt with Dennis Rodman's face on it.
Seriously?
I swear to God.
Why?
She is a basketball fan. Her celebrity crush is LeBron James. She's wearing a Dennis Rodman T-shirt. This guy says, I'm here for Dennis Rodman. Didn't see the shirt.
Hey, do you know how many Dennis Rodman T-shirts I've seen in my life?
That was to be the first one.
Never
Exactly.
Yeah, I saw him.
Right.
I saw Dennis Rodman in one
Right.
on WCW television. That's it. I've never seen anybody wearing the
And I'm
worm
like,
out in
this
public.
keeps happening. So then I'm now at their gate. I leave an hour later, but I'm at their gate, which is boarding in about 20 minutes. This guy walks up. Hey, Dave, I was in the movie Diamond in the Rough with you. Some shit movie. Dave remembered him. This guy's an actor. He's got the same name as the Bravo guy, Andy Cohen. You might have recognized him.
His wife, Denise
Yes,
Rodman.
you might have
Oh, I
seen him in
recognize
things.
that
This
guy.
guy's been in
Yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of shit. He was just in Chicago taping a week of Chicago Med. He does a lot of those network shows. He
Chicago
comes in-
Fire.
Right,
Chicago
he comes in for
Ambulance.
one episode, and so I'm like, what are the odds you're here? It's like, so they start talking. By the way, this movie, they both,
Hackman's right. This is
they-
a glitch in the matrix.
they both were diamond in the rough. They both said it was fucking dog shit. 4.6 out of 10 there on
Ooh.
IMDb. But this guy's super cool. He goes, I'm normally in comedies. This whole week, Chicago Med, my role is my wife commits suicide, jumps out of a window.
Jesus.
Now I'm going to commit suicide because I'm sad about it. I'm just a week of crying. So he goes, I had friends in Chicago. I stayed a few extra days for St. Patty's Day. Now I'm hammered, hungover. But the next day I'm auditioning for the NCIS, the young Sheldon of NCIS,
Yeah.
of Mark Harmon. They're doing that version of that. The Origins.
My dad watches.
Yes. So he's going to, now he's auditioning for that. So I'm like, this just kept happening. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
The least, God, all of it's very unlikely.
That's the least
it's
likely.
it's just the
I think the
frequency.
least likely is you seeing Steve Gibson's ex-wife.
that is the least
That
likely.
is
so
insane.
Yes.
And Keckner
the
running
Rodman
into
fucking t-shirt though, that's pretty
that's
crazy.
an odd
Yeah.
like,
Rodman-
things
but at
lining
least
up.
Rodman is famous. He's not a random.
But what are the odds that he's arriving at the airport at
No,
the same time?
all of it is impossible.
Yes.
All of it. But this random person, by the way, she also had to see you.
Yes.
It's not just that she lived across the street and was friends with your stepsister.
By the way, she didn't come to the comedy show. She didn't know about it.
Brittany, you're right. Should have played Lotto. That day
Should've.
should have done pick
Yeah.
4. That reminds me, this story. This is how weird that. What was the name of this town again? I'm sorry again.
Well, we're staying in St. Charles, Illinois, but the city 10 minutes away is the comedy club Batavia.
Batavia. It sounds like somewhere in the
BATAVIA.
fucking Middle East.
Yeah,
Right?
it's-
I've never heard of Batavia.
I'm telling you, I couldn't destroy more there. They fucking love me.
That's awesome. But to run into someone from Keckner's past that had
Yes.
moved there to this small town
Mhm.
way outside of it's insanity. There was this woman that I did not know this. I just read the story where this woman, she grew up in the outskirts of London and at one of these like weird sideshow freak stores in the late 70s, 80s, they would sell like baby Bengal tigers. They would sell cubs. And they bought one. Her and her flatmates bought this Bengal tiger as a pup, as a cub, whatever the hell you call it. And they take it back to the flat. Well, shocker, the fucking thing gets bigger. Okay. It's not going to stay.
Really?
It's not going to stay the size of this thing.
And stronger.
What's cute at first
and hungrier.
begins to get larger and it starts to destroy the place.
Mm.
Within 2 or 3 months, they realize this is getting out of hand.
Uh-huh.
So one of them does the sensible thing and calls whatever their version of animal protection, whatever, and calls animal control and says, we can't do this. We have this thing. We got it from this sideshow back alley store. And they go, we'll take it. We'll probably put it maybe at a zoo or a sanctuary somewhere. You did the right thing. Fast forward 20 years later, she goes on safari. She's on safari.
Don't say it.
She is told by the guy in the Jeep, obviously, don't get out of the Jeep for any reason. Please don't get out of the Jeep, whatever. They're driving, they're seeing wildlife, they see an elephant, they see a giraffe, and sure enough, there's this fucking tiger. And she sees the thing, and it locks eyes with her, and she locks eyes with it. And it just walks over, tail in the air. She gets out of the Jeep. He's like, don't, please. Please be cool. Gets down on one knee. This tiger mauls her to death. It was a completely different tiger. It was not the same tiger. She just was dumb. We'll see you guys next week. Later.
See ya.